Sorry, go for it. It's all good.
This okay. This lady, she did have a bit of a trouble seeing this lady, this doctor here, but she has made an appointment with another doctor, and this is what she got back. So she just sent me these today. So I thought this is a really great start to go through.
Yeah. I mean, the best. I mean, I usually don't look at anything until I've got all four, like a food diary, health evaluation form, blood tests, and saliva results in front of me. That, because otherwise you can't really look at one without the other. So you've got to marry them all up.
Okay.
But just for the sake
Okay.
of tonight, do you have a health evaluation form there as well?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, let's just go through this to start with.
Actually, hers is a manual fill out, so I haven't got that online, but I can quickly take a photo or whatever.
Okay. All right. So her liver function looks.
She's had a total hysterectomy, this lady.
Okay. A full hysterectomy. Yep. So which means she hasn't got any ovaries or uterus.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to wander over and grab her file. Okay, I can give you a rundown. Yeah, she was one from the seminar.
Mm-hmm.
She has intestinal stomach pain with relief when you eliminate. Has trouble eliminating all waste matter, digestive, difficulty losing weight, frequent urination, and increased thirst and appetite. Lot in her thyroid box. Usual weight gain, loss, fatigue and loss of energy, brittle hair, and she's starting to lose her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Dry skin, brittle nails, joint and muscle aches, difficulty tolerating cold temperatures.
Okay, so
feeling forgetful.
So with all that there, just by listening to that, definitely thyroid issues, but what I can also see there is possibly testosterone dominance, because when we get hair loss, not only is it stress, but it's also testosterone dominance, because we start to get, like male pattern balding as well. So it could be a little bit of dominance as far as testosterone goes. But definitely thyroid issues, and probably related to stress.
Yeah. She's quite highly strung, this woman. So yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, all right. Stop there. Okay, so let's have a look at her iron. So if we're looking at things like this, so a doctor would say, oh, look, perfectly normal. But if we really have a little look at that, her stored ferritin is, even though it's within range, it's still on the lower end. You'd really expect stored ferritin to be up around the 250 plus.
Okay. Yep.
So which really indicates, a little bit of gut issue there, because she's not storing a ferritin, hence the low energy. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Okay. Now tell me when you want me to scroll on.
Yep, you can scroll down. Yep. Keep going. Yep.
Okay. Lots of trouble sleeping in her form as well.
Okay. Oh, well, yep. Okay, so we have got a little bit of high cholesterol happening there, although
it's gone down a bit, hasn't it, from last year?
Yeah, it's gone down, which is good. But also her LDL has gone down as well, which is good.
Yep.
And HDL has gone down as well. So you really want your protective cholesterol to stay high. So,
okay.
Yeah. Because
so this one here.
Yeah. So you really want that. You really want that to be, you don't want that one to drop. So, one way that you can really enhance that is make sure they've got some really good fats happening in their diet. Most women are really low in good fats. In fact, some most women don't really have enough good fats at all. Apart from the egg here and the egg there, they actually don't incorporate good fats specifically.
Avocados.
So yeah, avocado, olive oil, all those kind of oils, even sometimes butter. But when we go butter, we really have to think about raw organic butter, coconut oil, all those sort of things. But they don't put those sort of.
Ghee?
Sorry?
Ghee in that category? Is ghee in that category?
Yeah, ghee is, but you've got to also remember that it's quite a dense fat, so you'd only need a little bit of ghee, But yeah, if people like ghee, I don't like ghee, but if they like it, that's certainly okay to have. Yeah, for sure. But
and coconut oil.
Yeah, coconut oil. That's a really good one. So. But women don't specifically go, okay, I'm eating a salad now, I've got to put a tablespoon of olive oil on there with a quarter of an avocado. They don't specifically look at that, Most women are deficient in good fats. And
right.
The only good fats that they have is accidental, like, oh, I'll have an egg this morning, or a little bit of butter on my sandwich type sort of thing, But they don't specifically... make sure that they have at least 3 good fats a day.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be a lot of women. To me, that's putting half an avocado on your lunch and having good oil on your lunch every day is normal.
Oh, yeah, to you and I it is, but to someone that doesn't think about food like we do, it's it doesn't happen. And the thing is most women in our demographic look at fats as bad, okay, because it's a generational thing where they've been raised to eliminate everything has to be low fat, so they eliminate all sort of fats from their diet.
This triglyceride, what has that got anything to do with us? What's that all about?
Yeah, look, triglycerides is, it's just your total sort of cholesterol. The ones that we really want to look at is your total combined cholesterol and your HDL and your LDL. Some doctors only test just your total cholesterol, and that's it.
Right, they don't give you the breakdown.
Yeah, they don't look at the breakdown, but it's really important because what you want to do is make sure that your protective cholesterol is higher than normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's scroll on. Oh.
But having said that, it's really important to understand that cholesterol on its own is not indicative of heart disease, and that's something that is really, really important to understand. And I've learned so much about that since my husband had a heart attack last year. So just because you have high cholesterol doesn't mean to say that you're at risk of having heart disease, and that's one of the biggest mistakes that doctors make. This is why so many women over 50 are on statins, because they have high cholesterol. So doctors immediately put them on statins. But I found out from a cardiologist down in Sydney that even if your cholesterol is high and you do not have calcification of the arteries, you are not at risk of heart disease. So some people's cholesterol is naturally high, like some people's blood pressure is naturally on the high side, and some people's blood pressure is naturally on the low side, like mine. So cholesterol is the same. So if someone has high cholesterol and they're concerned about it, first of all, it's really important to look at their family history. And if they have a predisposition to heart disease, for example, 5 people in their family have died of heart attacks, then of course there's concern. But even though there's concern, it's really important to go and have a test done, which measures the calcification of your arteries, which is basically hardening of the arteries. So if that comes back positive, yes, it's really important to lower your cholesterol. But if it comes back in a negative result, then you're not at risk. So you don't have to be on statins because you have high cholesterol.
Right. So see these here, how she was with LDL 2.8 and 2.2. So this is better here.
Yes.
For last year.
Yeah.
Those readings have gone down.
Yeah.
But this is a better LDL and HDL.
Yep. HDL up the top there. So the HDL's gone down. So it was 2.6. Now it's 2.3. And then your LDL has gone down as well. Yeah.
So in reference to the 6 and the 5.3, this is still a better reading for cholesterol, isn't it? Or
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It is a better reading, for sure. Like her cholesterol has definitely come down, but so is her protective cholesterol. Okay, so
yeah. So
and
it'd be nice to keep the cholesterol up, but the protective cholesterol, HDL, LDL, up as well. Oh, sorry, the cholesterol down, but the HDL and LDL up.
Yeah. So where is it? I'm just trying to look. Sorry. So it should be below 1, and it's at 2.3.
The HDL.
Yes. So it should be below 1. Yeah.
Okay.
See, the reference range should be less.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Round the wrong way. It should be less than. So the LDL is down the bottom there. So it should be less than 3. Okay, which it is. It is less than 3.
This one here.
Yeah, and up the top there, LDL, it should be greater than 1, which it is. Okay.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, there. So she's actually in a really, really good place. But what we're looking at, like, there's nothing wrong with her cholesterol, but what we're looking at, what we just want to make a note of is that her good cholesterol shouldn't be going down. That's all. Okay. It should be staying the same or higher. Okay. So the higher our good cholesterol, the better. Okay.
Right. And that's the LDL, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's the HDL.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're both going down.
Yeah. So
this one.
Yeah. Higher. So that's your high density lipoprotein. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and low density lipoprotein.
Yeah. All right. So we just don't want our, even though her good cholesterol is in a good, it's 2.3, so it should be greater than 1. It's good, but we just don't want to see every year it continuing to go down. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. So as it is, as the pattern is trending.
Yeah. So everything else is good to go down, but a good cholesterol, we just want that to be, stabilized. And the only way that we're going to do that is by making sure she has enough good fats.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
That sounds good. Avoiding bad fats, get good fats.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we've got FSH and LH, which that's an indication of where she is as far as menopause goes. Okay. So the higher these numbers, the more likely she is to be menopausal. So if we go down to the reference range, down the bottom it says menopausal. FSH should be greater than 30. Okay, which it is. It's at 54. LH should be between 10 and 65, which it's at, is that 38? Yeah. Okay.
38, yeah.
Yeah. And estrogen, according to the blood, should be less than 150, which is less than 25. Okay. So she's definitely menopausal. All right.
Yep. Yep.
So, which is really good to know, because when your saliva results come back, you know that the reference range that you want to be looking at is the menopause range. Okay.
Okay. Yep. And they've made that clear here. Good.
Yep.
And the follicular mid-cycle, that okay, so that's all the measurements where she's not doing that anyway because she's
she's getting a
had a full
saliva.
hysterectomy.
Yeah. Okay. So her EGFR, her the renal function, so her kidneys. Okay.
Okay.
Should be
So that should
greater
be,
than 59.
yeah,
Which
and it
is
is
89. Yep.
only just though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't give you a range there though, does it? So
It
I
just
suppose
says greater than 59, so it's at 89. So that's still okay.
So
Yeah,
oh, that
nothing
looks
really
about normal.
major. Yeah, nothing
No,
major there.
standing out.
No. Okay, scroll
Oh,
down.
that's come on, get on there. Oh.
Okay, so this is her hematology. So that all looks good. Her that looks okay. Her white cell count has come down, but it's a little bit on the low side.
Now, where is her white cell count?
WCC. The platelets have come down a little bit, but nothing. Those sort of things can happen during infections or colds or a little bit of.
Yeah, not really menopausal related.
No, not really. They look at all those sort of things just as a general standard, test type sort of thing. Yeah.
While they're taking blood, do it all.
Yeah, B12 is at 360. That can be bumped up quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's quite a strong vitamin for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
The vitamin groups.
Yeah. So according to Mia Robinson, B12 should be greater than 350.
Okay, so she's just scraping it in.
Yeah, just scraping in there. So that could probably be bumped up just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, scroll down. Serum folate.
I don't think that's a test that's on that.
No.
Must just be one that she did.
But what they do is they do folate and B12 together, because that's I don't think they've done homocysteine, have they, on here?
No,
so,
she said that she just wasn't keen to do that.
Yeah. So homocysteine will test is an indication of B12 and folate. Yeah. So
that's going to give us the same sort of reading, the last two, isn't it? The folate,
basically. Yeah.
and the B12.
Yeah. So that's okay. So that's all right. And thyroid. Okay, so they haven't done the whole thyroid test.
No. No, but she's really keen. She's booked into, because I've been to the surgery here and we have a team of 6 full-time doctors.
Yeah.
Well, there's more, but they move around.
Yeah,
days off, etc.
So
and I've spoken to 3 of them
That's
about.
like bizarre. So why would they not test the free T3 and everything else if she's got free T4 there?
Right. So what is this testing? The T4.
Yeah, so what happens is the thyroid stimulating hormone, okay, that's the main hormone. So it's from your pituitary gland, stimulates your thyroid stimulating hormone, and then that stimulates your T4, which gets and then that gets converted into your T3. And there's also So what happens is there's your bound T4 and there's your free T4. And when it's your free T4 and your free T3 that are most active, okay? The bound one is not. So it's
we're
really,
going to get that in the saliva, aren't we?
you're not your thyroid, but in your saliva for your hormones, your sex hormones, yes. So what we want to test is free T3 and free T4 because they're the active forms of T4 and T3, okay? So your TSH gets turned into free T4, and then that gets turned into free T3, and if the pathway between the conversion from free T4 is not converting into free T3 properly, it sometimes gets converted into reverse T3. And so if it gets converted into reverse T3, then it means you put on weight, okay? So it's the opposite to free T3. It's reverse T3. Do you get it? So when you're thinking of free T3 and reverse T3, free T3 will keep you nice and slim and your engine revving, whereas reverse T3 is the opposite. It will slow your metabolism and it will make you fat, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And then we do the thyroid antibodies, which really tests for autoimmune diseases, and it can be any, like Hashimoto's or rheumatoid arthritis or anything like that. Okay.
Right. So to get a true picture of that, we really needed the T3 as well.
Yeah, a T3, reverse T3 if possible. Most people have to pay for that, but if you want to, if someone is really putting on weight and they just really have no idea why, it's really good to get the reverse T3 done, and also thyroid antibodies. Really, really important.
Okay.
Yeah, but most doctors actually only test TSH, and if that is low or high, then they get the rest done. But really, there's no it's been clinically proven that TSH can be quite normal, but the rest be abnormal, especially thyroid antibodies.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not a true indication.
Okay. If you've just you need to get the whole lot done.
But a doctor will swear black and blue that the TSH is a true indication. But it's
right.
And I did so many clients that have come back with a normal TSH, normal free T and free T4, but their thyroid antibodies have been through the roof. I actually had one client that went to 2 doctors and said that she was normal, and the 3rd doctor she went to said, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous, you have Hashimoto's disease.
Right.
So
depends who you go to, doesn't
it? Yeah. That's right. So HbA1c is your really like your diabetes marker. Okay,
so that's the marker. So she's about in the middle. She's gone up 0.2.
Yeah, she's pretty okay.
So everything's sort of gone up a little bit here, hasn't it? But nothing
but nothing too major. That looks okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
And they don't have reference ranges for these guys here.
Normally they do. So the reference range is between 4 and 6 for the HbA1c. The percentage, they haven't got the percentage unit there. But that's okay.
Now, is that a normal, but that's something, should we take these readings into consideration or just mainly this HbA1c?
Yeah, oh, look, if they've got a percentage, the reference range, that's all right. But I just normally look at the HbA1c up there. They've got a reference range there. She's in the middle of the road there, so she's fine with that one.
Yeah. All right, now let's have a look. I think we're coming to the end. Yep, that's it.
So we haven't got any C-reactive protein or anything like that, because that's an inflammation marker.
Yeah, okay, no, there was about 2 or 3 things that she just wouldn't So
Mm.
it's
Okay.
she's quite a strong woman, and she said I was quite pissed off with my doctor. She said because normally I go to her, she's a woman's doctor, and I think that when I told her what I was doing, she was jealous because I was seeing someone else. I said, but I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
So,
that's
but that's
okay.
good.
Look,
Yeah, good
she
to run
doesn't.
through.
And see, the thing is too is if she's obviously ticked a lot of boxes in the thyroid in the health evaluation. So this is why it's really important for her to go back and get her thyroid function test done properly, especially,
Yes.
you know, ticking all those boxes.
Yeah, okay, great. So I'll stipulate that when I meet with her on Friday.
Yeah,
She's got a
yeah.
lot in the adrenal imbalance as well. There's only 3 that isn't not ticked.
Yeah, and the thing is when someone is highly stressed or highly strung or anything like that, there's a really, and has been for a long time, there's a really, really good chance that the thyroid is, you know, under functioning as well.
Mm. So
Right.
when I get all of her results back, Lynn, then we'll carry on and bring them all to the table.
Yeah.
And because it would be really great to actually I'll probably have one other lady's results, all her results before this lady now, because she's going to go and get those rest of those blood tests done.
Good.
But bring it all to the table and do a whole, like, okay, that's that. Now this is what I feel I would prescribe for this lady. What do you think? Scenario. Does that sound like a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
plan?
yeah. Look, you know what? The basic underlying issues with most women is stress. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and and it's one of the hardest things to actually deal with because, you know, stress is created in the mind. You know, it's people blame their life and everything, but their stress is actually created in the mind, and so it's one of the hardest things to actually get women to understand, is that the way they're responding to life and that is actually created by themselves. You know, if they just change the
Yeah.
way they respond, then, you know, stress is kind of like, can almost be eliminated. You know, but it's really hard for them to comprehend that, because they're like, well, I've got a stress, you know, a job, and then I've got the kids, and then I've got this, and then you know, um, but it's really, really one of the hardest things for women to understand, that it's their choices that they're making that is creating their bad health, you know. um,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, I just can't give up my job, and, you know, it's not that easy. Well, it's not meant to be. It's not about just giving things up. It's about really understanding and implementing techniques into their life to help them cope and deal with it as these situations come along. Because let's face it, life is full of challenges, and, you know, things are just not going to disappear in life. It's called life, you know. But it's how we handle these little things that come along that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And so that's what we really have to try and teach these ladies, is how to respond differently to situations when they arise. Okay. And
Mhm.
one of the biggest things is that women focus on the problem, and
Mm.
they really get hung up on the problems. And it's no different from waking up in the morning and feeling like exhausted and tired. Okay, they focus on how bloody exhausted and tired they are, right? And then, oh gosh, you know, and it just escalates. Well, it's really important to put techniques in, for example, you know, when they first wake up in the morning, to think about what they're grateful for. You know, for goodness sake, you got to be grateful for being able to take that first breath of air, you know, in the morning, and to be alive, um, and to be grateful for at least 5 things before they actually put their feet on the ground. You know, so that's one thing that I implement with my clients, you know, and myself. You know, I think of all the things that I'm grateful for, and I set my intentions for the day before I even put my feet on the ground. You know, and how grateful I am for the day that is about to unfold. So, you know, those
Mm.
kind of things. And one of the biggest areas in most women's life is that they're actually not grateful. As sad as that may sound, but many people are not grateful. They don't even think about being grateful. Okay. A lot of people take things for granted rather than being grateful. And when you start focusing on being more grateful, then you start to attract those things, more of those things into your life that you're grateful for. Okay. And it really does shift them from being problem focused to, you know, being more grateful for the experience and what they can learn, and it shifts them from being problem to solution orientated. And but it's you know, it's something that they really have to sit down and think about. So when a situation comes up, you know, most people fly off the handle, okay, because I was a psycho lady from hell too. So if something came up, you know, I used to fly off the handle and react in a ridiculous way that used to make me feel worse. Okay. So when things comes up, you know, it's still now about stopping and thinking and sitting and, you know, removing yourself from the problem and thinking, okay, well, that's happened. So to move forward, what do I, you know, how can we?
Knowing you have a choice for your reaction, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's worked for me for a treat. I mean, it's not to say that I still don't fly off the handle every now and then, you know, but I'm able to recognize that and remove myself from the problem and go and focus on something else and calm down, or go and sit with my chickens, as Paul knows. If something comes up, I always say to Paul, you know, I'm going to go and sit with my chickens. And you, like, you know, you can go and think about it more. All right. And Paul will probably laugh, because, you know, there are times where I can almost go, oh no, you know, and pull my hair out and swear and curse and that. But there's a difference between staying in that and staying in that for the whole day or a couple of days, or just, you know, being in that all the time, than being in that situation and pulling your hair out and recognizing it, and then going away, removing yourself and thinking about it and coming back, you know. So those kind of techniques is something that Paul just messaged me, would you believe it? And he goes, no, not you.
You're distracting her, Paul.
Yeah.
Well, you should sit here and listen to this. I love it, because, like, one of the things I love the best about Lynn, and I say it to a lot of, you know, potential customers that we speak to, is like, you know, the greatest thing about Lynn is she's very colourful, and she speaks it how it is.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I do.
She flies off the handle really well, and I love the F-bombs that she throws out. But
yeah,
she doesn't hold grudges. Like, she goes through it and she's done. It's finished. It's all done.
Yeah.
Moment.
Yeah. And I would admit that, you know, it's not that I don't get all flustered or anything. I do, you know, and as Paul said, I drop the F-bomb sometimes, but it's, in the old days, I used to stay there. Okay. And everything that came along was like a problem. Okay. It always happens in threes. You know, and so you just start attracting problem after problem after problem. But it's finding techniques and solutions that work for you. So for me, I remove myself from that energy, that problem, and whether that's going in, sitting outside and having a cup of tea, or sitting with my chickens, as I always say to Paul. And then you can just really respond and think about it differently, and focus on it a lot different, rather than getting caught up and tangled and it escalating and roller coasting into the whole day.
Mm-hmm. And what about gut, like leaky gut and stuff? Do you? I mean, I feel that that's a good thing to steer women towards as well. Some gut cleansing and.
Well, all those kind of gut issues, whether it's constipation, whether it's leaky gut, whether it's irritable bowel, or any indigestion or anything like that, is completely all stress related. It is stress related. Yeah, and of course, once you've got those conditions, it's really hard to kind of reverse it, but you can fix it. It's just about really working on eliminating foods that will inflame or exacerbate the problem, and sticking with it, and really feeding the gut. So it's like a lot of fermented foods and pre and probiotics, and in some cases, it's there's a lot of what is it, HCl, the acidity of the stomach as well. So some people might be overproducing hydrochloric acid, and some may not be producing enough, so in those circumstances you can really get a lot of bloating, or a lot of bowel issues, or a lot of gas, or a lot of burping and things like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. As we know, stress does cause a lot. And when I look at this lady's feedback form, her hormone evaluation and stuff, and I really go, and her, knowing her, it's like, yeah.
Look,
the stress to be perfect.
Yeah, look,
a lot for her.
Stress is huge. And one of the biggest things that I do work on with clients is their gut, because the gut is the second brain, okay? And everything comes from the gut. So, and it's one thing that I have and continue to do, is fortify the gut really, really well. And so I take, probiotics, as well as I make my own fermented foods, fermented veggies, and I eat a lot of that. And I really, really keep the acidity of my gut functioning really, really well, and that has helped heaps. And it really helps heaps with absorption of nutrients, and constipation, and things like that. So gut repair is mandatory for all my clients.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Gut repair and stress. Zoom in.
Yeah, it is. Stress techniques. And that even goes for like before bedtime and things like that. It's really important for women to understand that their bedtime routine is like crucial. If they're up till 11 o'clock at night watching some horror movie, and then they're going to bed and thinking of this horror movie, or drinking coffee or wine or whatever it is, their sleep is one of the biggest stresses, or lack of sleep is one of the biggest stresses on their body. And people just really, really don't understand the magnitude of lack of sleep that it has on the body. And
it really hampers weight loss too, doesn't it?
Big time.
Loss.
It really plays with our ghrelin and our leptin, so the hunger hormone and the I'm full hormone. So and it also increases our cravings. So when we don't sleep, we don't have a lot of energy. So our body really induces cravings for like carbohydrate things or sugary things, to try and get enough energy to keep us going. And so lack of sleep is one of the, and it's actually a proven research statistic that lack of sleep is the biggest cause of obesity. Biggest cause of obesity. And I actually watched a documentary once on night shift workers, and it was something like 85% of night shift workers had problems with weight. because of it mucks up our circadian rhythm. And when our body clock is all out of whack, it causes stress on not only our digestive system and, the fight and flight and the rest and digest. So it plays a big, huge part to play in our nervous system. And, we all know that our nervous system is really the be all and end all of how our body functions or not.
Yeah.
And most people are working in their fight and flight. And that's why the rest and digest, which is sleep and digestion, okay, it doesn't happen. All right.
Yep. Yep. Hence amount of problems. Hi, Judy.
Yep. Hi.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm late. I forgot about the daylight savings change.
Oh, yes.
So.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's good, Lynn. That answers a lot of questions. I look forward to rewatching and writing a bit of stuff down,
Yeah, look, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system is really one of the biggest areas that that need to be addressed, okay? Because women just really, that's where the imbalance lays, is in the nervous system. And because women are living chronically stressed from day to day,
Because we're so busy, Paul. He's got his mic off.
Yeah, we're like, women, we just like jugglers of everything.
Sorry, what was that? Sorry.
We're just having nothing, not even a dig, really.
Yeah, well, it's recorded, so I'll go back and maybe listen to that one and pull you up on that one later.
Yeah, but well, we're just doers, women are doers. Not to say that men are, but they think that they really have to do everything. Okay, so we've actually could learn a little bit from men in that sense. Okay, and just you don't need to comment, Paul. Okay.
We just do what we have to do.
Yeah, but you know what? I actually I look at my husband sometimes, and when the footy comes on, it's like, oh, right, that's it. It's like he makes himself comfortable on the couch, turns footy on, and you know what? He sits there and watches it, right? And doesn't move, doesn't budge, doesn't do anything.
What is that? How do you just sit and watch without doing everything?
Well, that's the problem, you see. We as women, we sit on the couch and we go, oh, okay, we're going to watch this movie. Okay, so we sit on the couch. 10 minutes into the movie, we go, oh, crap, the washing needs getting in. So we pause it, we run out, and we get the washing in, right? And then we go back and we sit on the couch and then we turn it on. And 15 minutes into it, oh gosh, we got to put the dinner on. Okay, so we start putting something on the dinner, or and we go back and we sit down, and then the kids come out and they go, Mom, and we're okay,
yeah.
And then so we're up doing that. When my husband sits on the couch, no one bothers him, and he doesn't think about anything else but football. But women really do not
totally believe you.
Yeah, don't give themselves the time of day to actually say, you know what, I deserve to sit here and watch that movie from start to finish.
No, we don't.
No. So, we're kind of like our worst own enemies.
We are.
Yeah, but, we've got a little bit to learn about that because we actually really do deserve to sit there and watch. And I actually... I used to be one of those ones that would get up and down like a yo-yo and could never actually watch a movie from start to finish. But I actually make a point of it now. And even if my kids, I've only got one at home now, but even if he asks something, I'll say, yes, I'll do it when this is finished. I'm just having a bit of me time at the moment. So I've learned to put in boundaries. And even if the washing needs bringing in, I'll ask my son to go and get it. So...
good work.
Yeah, I kind of like delegate now, which is kind of good. But the best thing is I can actually sit on the couch and text him in his bedroom and say, mate, can you just go and get the washing? And if I text him, I know he'll answer because they're always on their phone.
Well, I'd like to just interject for a moment because I think it's really important, and this is probably it's the most unscientific view in this field, but it's the one of the things I love about the work that we do is it's all about helping women, and how I got here is a whole other story. But when I watch women, I've got so much gratitude and so much admiration and respect for females. Like I'm just so in love with female. But it drives me bloody crazy that so many females can't chill the hell out. And what Lynn's just describing, I won't say it breaks my heart. It frustrates me. I've got a female partner and I've got a female mother, and I've been around women my whole life. And it's like if I could take out a piece of men and put it into women, it's the ability to sit down and just go, I won't use the language that I'm coming to my mind, but it's just like, get away. You know what I mean? Like, and I love it how a lot of females have the ability to walk into nature and just absorb themselves, and they stay there. And some women are really great at it. And it would be great to find some of them to bring onto this program to, impart that ability to just chill out. But my God, if I could buy the world a beer and I had a limited budget, it would all be for women, just to relax.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, you've hit the nail on the head there, Paul, because men really do have that ability to just stop and do what they actually want to do. They really do. And and women don't.
It also comes back to that sympathetic nervous system you were talking about before, because a lot of women, it's always switched on. So they're always ready to go, ready to do the next thing. They can't just stop and sit still because that sympathetic system is firing up all the time. So
it's interesting because we get it as well, and I can't speak for all of mankind, but I just know when I get stressed out, I don't want to stay there. Like, I'm unproductive. If I fall into worrying patterns, I'm like, what good is this going to do? I just get edgy, and I'm just like, I can't function like this. Stop.
Yeah, but that it's also part of being domesticated as well. Women have also been domesticated to the point where they think that they have to do everything because that's the motherly role in the household. The heartbeat of the family. You hear that. Women run the house, right? And that's their role. So they've actually been domesticated to the point where they actually really do believe that they have to do everything because that is their role. When maybe once upon a time it did, because women didn't actually work. Their role was to stay home and look after the house and bring up the kids. But nowadays women are working careers and full-time jobs as well as running the house, as well as looking after the kids, and so their role has expanded to the point where they have careers and other things going on, not just being at home, barefoot and pregnant like they used to be, and cooking and making all these preserves and like they used to,
You're very right.
Yeah, but we women have evolved so much, but their way of thinking hasn't evolved to the point where they can actually allow themselves to let go of certain things or delegate.
Yes, just more or less what we need to do.
Yes,
so stress. So that's it. All right, well, no, that's it for me. I've had a big working day today, and that's just topped it off. I'm going to go and I've lost some pictures. I've lost Judy and you, Lynn, but anyway, I can hear you still.
That's okay. We can see your
Picture.
image. Yeah, I like your Gmail too, empowering women 40 plus at Gmail.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to get that. I'm a bit concerned about the Gmail. I don't, Gmail. I think I'm going to, before it gets too out of control, maybe change that. It's not a very business-like server to have Gmail.
Well, it's got its benefits. I tell you what, we've been operating for the longest time. Well, I have anyway, from the server, and you may have all seen it when we send you emails. It comes from gmail.com. And we've only recently gone to menofitnesstrainer.com, and it sounds more professional, but it makes its way into junk mail a lot quicker.
Yeah, I was just about to say
Okay.
that exactly. Like, my info at menofitness.net. It's certainly a professional email, but by golly, does it get, the first thing Gmail does with mine is send it straight into spam. Hotmail is the worst. I cannot send an email to a Hotmail account with my Menno Fitness account. It just doesn't arrive, or it gets put into spam.
Is that right?
Yeah. So I literally cannot send an email to a Hotmail account.
Right.
Yeah. So I've got menofitness@gmail.com. So if I have to send a email to a Hotmail account, I have to use that one.
Okay, so maybe it's something I don't need to worry about. I can just tick that off the list for now and think about that down the track.
Yeah, it's not
unimportant, really.
Yeah, it's really is
pretty
because
unimportant.
yeah. So those other ones really get put into the spam very easily.
Good.
So how are you going,
Good.
Judy?
I feel
All right?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. I've got another lady signed up last week, so
congratulations, that's awesome.
Yeah, so started her off, and another appointment with her on Wednesday, and I've got another lady starting in May after the school holidays. So yeah,
nice.
And then another 3 or 4 who are interested after the school holidays as well. So
that's awesome. And how are your other ladies going?
Yeah, they've all finished their.
They've done.
Yeah, they've done their course. So one lady's going to continue on with me, so which is really good. She's had a lot of health issues along the way, so it's been really good for her to get that all sorted out, and now we haven't even got into the exercise part yet because she's just been so unwell. So
okay,
we're ready to go next week.
And so what has the feedback been from the other ladies?
One I haven't heard from. She's sort of basically dropped out. The other 2 has been really positive. That they've got a lot out of it. And I'm just got to email out the testimonies for them now, so they can fill that in for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you do it in a gym situation, don't you, Judy?
Yeah, just face to face. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Doesn't have to be in the gym. I mean, I have met, 2 of them I've met at my own home. So just because it worked out better for timelines, and so that was all right. And I knew them personally, so I didn't mind too much them coming to my place. So that's not something I would offer very often, but keep it separate.
Yeah, sure.
I think.
Okay.
But quite a few people I have talked to are interested in the group session. So I think in the next couple of months, that'll be what I'll look at doing, is maybe more into the group sessions, and then sort of thinking about how to price that as a group as opposed to one-on-one.
Yep.
Do I do it a bit cheaper or continue at the same price?
And so what actually worked for you, Judy? What worked?
I guess basically just sitting down with them and going through everything with them and just talking. And the breathing that I do, the IAP, intra-abdominal pressure breathing, they've found that extremely helpful to do that before they go to bed so that they can sleep properly and calming their stress down. So that's really worked. I've also they've all each had their own little issues, so I've done up my own papers on that, so it gives them some guidelines and techniques to use for those. So that's been really helpful for them as well.
Okay.
So once I've done it once, I've got it there they're ready to go for any others that come along. So
Okay. And what do you think you can improve upon?
probably my selling technique is probably the biggest one. But I'm still learning, so I'm still working my way through that. But yeah. So I guess I haven't had too much experience with the blood tests because they've had quite a lot of trouble getting that from their doctors. So sort of had to go a little bit blind on some of that, which has been a little bit difficult, but I guess that'll improve as we go along.
So they didn't get their blood tests done?
One lady did. One lady still hasn't been able to get her test done from a doctor. She's got most of the tests, but she couldn't get the hormone test done. And in the end, she's been that sick with other things that she hasn't even got it done. So that may be down the track a little bit further because I'm going to continue to work with her. So
okay, all right.
So that's been probably the most difficult thing, is getting around the doctor issue at my end. But as I said, I've only done 3, and coming into my 4th one, so I'll see how she goes.
Yeah.
When she's sent her off last week to get all that sorted, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Yeah, look, the doctor thing can be a challenge. I mean, I went to the doctor a couple of weeks ago and asked for the test done, and the doctor that I don't normally see was adamant that TSH was the only test required. She even got to the point where she was bringing up research notes to show me that TSH was the only one that is needed. And, of course, she's going to bring up research notes that are directed directly at GPs, you know.
That's all they're taught. So
that's all they're taught. Yeah, absolutely. Which was fine. Look, I just politely said, look, well, just give me what you can, because I'll find another doctor that will give it to me. Obviously, the one that is for me.
Yeah.
So,
you can order your own blood tests. You do have to pay for them, though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that was just, I just happened to go with my husband, so I thought, oh well, I might as well just, get all mine done at the same time. But obviously, I'd never been to her before, but she wasn't obviously not the doctor for me. So that's okay. I'll just find another one that will do that.
Something I've got to do for myself is get on the hunt for my own doctor now. Mine retired, so.
Yeah, my one disappeared. Like, I don't know. She just she was my doctor for like 5 years, and then suddenly it all closed down and
gone.
Yeah, gone. So it's okay. I just have to be on.
So I have to go.
Yeah,
and cook dinner. And I can't do that while we're on the call, as much as I would try, Lynn.
Yeah.
For my family.
Multitask. Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next week, everyone.
Thanks, Justine.
Thank you, Justine.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. So, well done, Judy. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Really good. Yeah. Do you have any specific questions or anything like that?
No, I didn't really have any. I just been a few weeks since I've been able to jump on, so I just get on tonight, and then I realised my mistake of we're back to all on the same time, except you won't be now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's 9 o'clock. 10 past. Oh no, yeah, 10 past.
10 past 9. Or 10 past 8.
10 past 10 here in New Zealand.
No.
Yeah. So.
Nearly bedtime.
Yeah, that's right. So that's all good. Well, nice to see you, Judy. And any questions, pop them in the group. That'd be great.
Yep, we will do. All right. Have a great night, everyone. See ya.
Yeah, bye.